Okay. So I just saw this, right? Sony just announced a $700 console, but there's no disk drive for the PS5 console Pro. Um so it's just only a digital version, at least from what I've noticed anyways. Apparently it has like enhanced graphics and enhanced like RTX or whatever other shit. I don't know what fucking is. But to be honest, I would not pay $700 for this console. Shit, I wouldn't even pay more than $500 for this console. What an absolute fantastic intro. Yeah, they get her out. Yeah, like honestly, I would not pay more than $500 for a console, to be honest. It's not even worth it at that point. I might as well just fucking save extra money and go buy a PC at this point, cuz it's not even worth it at this point. And I just noticed that Moist Critical has just made a video on it, and I kind of want to take a look at it on his insight and what he thinks about it. I've seen what Asmongold has talked about it, right? I think Asmongold thinks he thinks it's pretty ridiculous or so at the end of the day, you know? I heard about the Ultra PS5 Pro Ultimate Gold Edition. I have no idea what the fuck that is. They made a gold edition? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, let's go take a look to see what's going on here.
The PS5 Pro has just been revealed.
Also, it's kind of weird to announce the PS5 Pro, actually, to be honest, especially at this time of the year, you know?
And it's not going swimmingly. For a lot of people, it's
I love it, though.
underwhelming.
Okay, buddy, sure. Yeah. We're gonna spend $700 on a plastic box.
I've seen many people are super disappointed, feeling the same way I felt when I found out I wasn't going to be growing taller than 5'6", just inconsolable and outraged. And that's mainly because the PS5 Pro's pricing. It's 700 clams for the new console that doesn't have a disc drive, also doesn't include the stand, and for the upgrades...
Oh no, not the stand! Yeah, that's the one thing that they memed about it or so. The stand doesn't come with it. I'm like, bro, it's just only like what? I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks or something like that about the stand or so, you know? Like a wise man named Donald Trump said, fake news. 120 FPS. Oh yeah, wait, does it hit 100? I really doubt it hits 120 FPS. I really fucking doubt it.
Feel warranted for 700 doubloons.
We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3.
Hold on.
Over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call
larger GPU, advanced ray tracing, and AI-driven upscaling. Okay, interesting. Why does everyone keep coming in here telling me dad jokes? I don't want dad jokes. God, man. What happened when the world's tongue twister champion got arrested? They gave him a tough sentence? Bruh. I swear to God.
Big 3.
These are improvements, no doubt, and they even give some of the numbers about like how much faster or more powerful the PS5 Pro is compared to the normal PS5. But when you actually see side-by-side comparisons, it feels less like a big 3 and more like a moderate trio. But there is one category that I think there is a substantial difference, and it's this one right here.
Here's The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, become a dad joke central. Okay, here's a mom joke. Your mom. No, your mom.
Running on PS5 Pro.
It
has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second.
Okay, alright, cool. I can do that on my PC pretty easily for 60 FPS if I want to.
Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
Clearly there is a big difference there under these settings.
Damn, man, they just barely started reaching like consistent 60 FPS. That's crazy. That's crazy, you know, chat? That's crazy.
Oh, look who's back. Dubstep Dragon 26, still chasing those devil Jerkanita dreams, huh? Don't worry, maybe one day you'll catch 'em. Keep gaming and having fun.
Did you say Devil Joe Carnitas? Damn, man, I guess you are going for the Devil Joe Carnitas, apparently. Apparently you're going after the Carnitas, Dubstep. But thank you for the 9 months or so. How you doing there, hun? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of technical gibberish to me to waste more money. I guess so, but like spending $700 though on the fucking PS5 though. I don't know if it's even. I don't feel like it's worth it on my personal opinion. So especially because it doesn't have a disc drive either too.
However, I don't think that makes it worth the $700 price tag. If you try and argue that it
No.
does, I would just slap the crack pipe out of your hands.
Yeah.
Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5.
Where?
Is it? It's like a little bit sharper, but it's not that crazy in my personal opinion. Like it's a little bit sharper. Yeah, like you can see the little post sign that's right here or so, right? You guys see the little post sign that's right here? Like that's the only thing I see much of a difference. Like I guess you can see the window through here when you can't see the window through this one. Like Corporate wants you to find the difference. like it's not that fucking crazy. Like the difference is not that fucking crazy in my personal opinion. Like it's really not, it's so minute and like you can't even notice it while you're playing. Like it's not like you're gonna sit down and look at every little fucking leaf and detail or so while playing the game or something, you know? Like I really doubt you're gonna fucking do that, you know? Sounds like Bethesda bullshit. 16 times the size. 16 times the detail. Heard they added a new GPU, but still has the same CPU. Oh, it does? It has the same CPU? Damn, man. They couldn't even update the CPU? Amateurs.
Are we looking at the same thing? They just copy and pasted the image and thought we wouldn't notice? This is not a $700 difference here. I'm not...
Like I see the difference. Like I see the difference. You can see it. You can see it here. Look at this. You can see the window from right here. You can't see the window from here. This is super blurry. This is somewhat blurry. But like at the end of the day, like you can see more detail, like less detail here, right? More detail here. But at the end of the day, right? It's so fucking minute. It doesn't fucking matter. Like honestly, it really does not. Buying $700 for this console is not even worth it. It's not even that huge of a fucking upgrade compared to this, you know? It's like, oh, I can see through the window. Wow, I wonder what's on the other side of this window. Oh, another window. Wow, how would I've never guessed? Damn, my mind is blown. Holy shit. You know, it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just kind of fucking stupid.
We wouldn't notice. This is not a $700 difference here. I'm not exaggerating when I say I stared at this image for close to about 10 minutes and I could not pick up on a single difference between
I can see
the
the
two
difference.
here. The only thing that
It took me less than 5 minutes to see it. You know? The only shit I would expect from an expensive console so I can run everything on max settings, stable FPS, as silent as possible, and it's not cooking me in the room I'm playing.
Maybe speculate is that in the distance there, like on the tower, the text looks a little darker. Who gives a fuck? I've seen a lot of cope about this too, like, oh, you can't judge it because it's compressed YouTube footage. Obviously, in the actual PS5 Pro, which of course I have 10 of already, the difference is night and day. I can't even go back to the original PS5. It feels like I'm playing a Nintendo 64 compared to the PS5 Pro. Like, yeah, it's probably sharper and more crisp outside of a YouTube video, but even still, this is a very weak showcase of the PS5's power and justification for the $700 price tag.
For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet.
I don't see anything different. I guess you can see like the texture on the box more better. I guess. But like I can't. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure. I don't see anything different. Just like I guess you can I guess the texture on the wooden box is better, I guess. It's the color. What are you talking about? The color's the same. I guess the shadows are a little bit more darker here compared to this one because this looks blurry and this doesn't. You know? Like... There is no difference. I don't see no difference in this one. And the other one I did see a difference, but there's no fucking difference in this one. I guess like I guess this has like a brighter shade of red, I guess, than this one, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's so fucking dumb. It makes no fucking sense whatever shade of fucking red it is. There is no difference in here. There really is no... I'm like literally looking at this so fucking close that I literally don't see anything of a difference. It's like it's like the most minutest change ever. It's like you might as well look at this under a fucking telescope, you know? Or fucking microscope too as well. Shit.
And Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
What? It's not even that much of a difference. This looks more uglier. What is this supposed to be? I can tell what this is because it's right here. What the fuck is this? It looks like AI image like fucking melded together and made this shit, dude. Like this is blurry, but at least I can tell this is what's this supposed to be. It's supposed to be right here. But this shit, I can't even tell what the fuck this is. What the fuck? This literally looks like it's melted crayon together. Like that's what it looks like. It's like they put a bunch of crayons here and they just melted it together and this is what it looked like.
Where? Is there an individual pixel buried back there somewhere that's a bit more saturated than the others on the PS5? Am I trying to look for someone in the stands here? Like on the PS5 Pro, can I zoom into one of those audience members standing up and see like a bulge there with so much detail that their dick print starts to show through? Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be focusing on here because they are identical. The only tiny change I can see is on the PS5 Pro, you can see a bit more of that fucking floating tomato or whatever that is, like the basketball surrounded by leaves in the top right. But I think the
top right? No, like, it's a little bit clearer, but the problem is this looks so muddy and looks terrible, to be honest, you know? This looks like it's like a bunch of crayons, like, melted on on the side of a sidewalk. This is just kind of like, you can kind of tell what's happening here. It's still blurry, but you can still tell. Yeah. I had a thin PS2. I have a thick PS2. Just buy a PC. Yeah, at this point, just buy a PC. If you have enough money to spend $700 on a fucking plastic box, right? Dude, didn't you have enough money to fucking buy a computer, okay? I don't want any excuses, okay?
The only reason you can see that a little
I
bit
really
better is because
don't.
the angle is a bit more to the right on the PS5 Pro than it is on the left. Though, I guess the leaves pop a little bit more. So, for $700, you get to see some more leaves.
They pop a little bit more? There's like just more darker shade of green. I don't see them popping a little bit more. I don't know, man, to be honest. I do you one better. Just get an OLED monitor.
Leaves in the background. Yeehaw. Imagine trying to convince yourself that it was worth it for something like that. Like your buddy comes over and he's like, this is kind of a waste of money. You're like, oh, why I never. I can't help but laugh at the absurdity of that claim. This is $700 well spent, my friend. Please take a seat and I'll show you, you simpleton. You pause the game and like zoom in on the background in like camera mode. Do you see that right there? Tomato. Bet you didn't notice it. In fact, you couldn't notice it on your poverty machine. No, the PS5 Pro, it's got all of the bells and whistles.
And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout.
Just by like a little bit. That's it. It's literally like it's the most minute fucking like HD increase. It's so minute. It's like a 10% increase. That's it. It's like 5 to 10%. It's nothing fucking crazy. It's literally so minute.
Throughout the scene, including the trees and procedural cars.
Is it? I can't tell. I don't think Superman with X-ray vision could spot any difference here.
Just wait for PC version of Spider-Man 2. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, on top of that, too. Yeah. It's gonna fucking blow this shit out of the water, too, as well, for PC version of that game.
Honestly, maybe it's me on crazy pills. I thought the PS5 one on the left was the PS5 Pro for a moment, because I actually thought that one looked a lot more crisp initially.
Oh, the detail on the trash can disappeared on the right for the PS5 Pro. Like there was like you can see the lines on here a lot more better earlier in the video. Like the lines, right? If you go backwards, right? Watch. Go back a little bit. You can see the lines a little bit more crispier here than this one. Like that's honestly like that's it. Like that's literally the difference. It's not even that crazy. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
Was the PS5 Pro for a moment, because I actually thought that one looked a lot more crisp initially. But now that they're side by side, they just look the same. Like, I'm looking at the leaves on the tree. I don't see any difference between them. The cars look exactly the same. The trash can on the sidewalk, there is no difference in. Like, where is this noticeable?
It's such like the trash can. I saw the detail, right? I saw the detail of the two trash cans, but it's so small. There's such a tiny fucking difference. Wow, you can see the lines that separate the fucking trash cans. Wow, damn, that's so cool. Who the fuck is gonna stare at a trash can?
Difference that he is referring to. Behold the power of the PS5 Pro. On the left, you can see Charles rendered on a standard PS5 model. Disgusting. Makes you want to close your eyes. But on the right, you can see him rendered using the new and improved PS5 Pro.
Damn, dude.
Extraordinary detail with a picture so
yeah,
sharp
you
it
can
might
see the
slit your
beard,
throat.
man.
Charles has never looked better. This is the
You can even see the most tiniest minute of hair right there on his beard, you know? God damn. His pectoral muscles are like showing with like crisp fucking detail, you know?
Power of the PS5 Pro.
Vertical stand is sold separately, chat. The vertical stand is sold separately. They couldn't even put it together. Jesus fucking Christ, that's expensive in yen too. I just saw that.
Play has no limits, and neither does money. Everyone's got infinite money, and it's time to play. So
Apparently everyone has a shit ton of money, apparently. Yeah, I have a shit ton of money too. Give me a second, chat. Let me just go fucking buy my live 2D model right now, you know?
a fork over $700 or $800 if you want that stand and that pesky disk drive, and then buckle your seatbelt to enjoy some PS4 games. Only possible with the PlayStation 5. I will never get tired of seeing them showing PS4 games during PS5 presentations. Like, yes, I know Last of Us 2 has been remastered for the PS5,
Sniffer.
but come on. It's been 4 years. Surely there has to be some PlayStation 5 titles that they can be showcasing at the...
Yeah, but I still wouldn't pay $500 for a plastic box, to be honest. Like, I would not pay, like, at least a minimum more than $400, to be honest. Ain't no way I'm paying something that's expensive as my PC. Yeah, I'm not paying more than... Yeah, I'm not paying for $700. It's just... It should be just literally just plug in and play. That's literally it. That's what a console is for. You just plug it in, you turn it on, and you fucking play it, you know? Like, honestly... I think my PC cost around like $2,000 or so by the amount of upgrades I put into it. So yeah, roughly around $2,000 is what it cost me. So Chris is just the best, man. He knows he to distinguish the difference. Yeah.
These events. I still think Demon's Souls Remake is the best looking game on the PlayStation 5, yet I never see shit from it. I don't know why Sony has like this hate boner for From Software. Like, I just saw that headline, a week ago, where they're like, we don't have any IP, boo-hoo, give me some fucking French cries, all our IPs, we don't have enough. Meanwhile, they're still sitting on Bloodborne. They haven't even bothered to port Bloodborne to the PC. They still don't even have like a 60 FPS version of Bloodborne. That is still just stranded, left out to die, and it is one of the biggest fucking IPs that they just squat on doing nothing.
Oh, that's
true. And then you see
true.
these showcase events, and they're still showing...
I watch both Moist and Asmongold, so... Do I agree a lot of Asmongold stuff? No, not really, but I like to hear his insight on certain things, so...
PS4 games at it. Like, wake up. Come back to reality. $700 for this doesn't make any sense. I completely agree with people shitting on this for that price point. It is an upgrade. Like, this is, no matter how you...
Like, at the end of the day, right? Asmongold and Moist Critical, right? They're both critical people at the end of the day, right? They're both critical thinkers, right? Compared to some other people who are just emotional thinkers, right? So I give them the benefit of the doubt and listen to both of them because they both have, you know, fair points on their points of view, right? When it comes to certain things, right? In situations. So that's the only reason why I like take a look at both of them at the end of the day. So compared to like other people who are just, you know, they kind of like run with their emotions, you know, it's just kind of like, do I really want to listen to this person who literally has their head far up their ass, you know? So that's the only thing.
Been an upgrade to the existing PS5s, but it's not a $700 one. That is an entirely new console, and this is it's barely even like a 1.5 of the current PS5. It's just not worth that amount of money. If this came out with a more reasonable price point, I don't think people would be as upset about it. I still think it's super silly to not just include the vertical stand for it. Like,
I'll be honest with you, it is pretty stupid that it doesn't come with a vertical stance in it, though.
You couldn't have just slid in that tiny piece of plastic. They probably have that lying around in the millions somewhere tucked in their warehouse. They can't just throw that into the box. Like, that's absurd. And you couldn't at least put like the disk drive in it to make a little bit more value behind this. It's just absolute lunacy, really. It is a delusional price point to be charged.
Yeah, that was one of the other criticisms too that they talked about or so, right? On the Twitter post, right? A lot of the people said, wow, no disk drive. Like what are you can spend hundreds of millions of dollars on a studio on called Concord and make a shitty product and nobody wants it, but you can't put fucking $70 in your goddamn fucking console to add a disk drive in it. That was like one of the comments that they said on the post, something like that or so. I'm just kind of like, yeah, you know, they're kind of right, you know. You spend hundreds of millions of dollars or so on a studio to make a video game that took them 8 years, and it came out shit, and you guys closed it down. It didn't even last 2 weeks, but you can't add a disk drive to a fucking console game, like to a console device. It's just kind of like, come on, dude. Sony is petty for not including the stand and giving revenge for Concord. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right on the Concord thing, actually. I like to complain more than the culture war complaint on the PS5. Don't worry, they will make an extra expensive version with the stand and disk drive of $300 more. Oh man, dude, if they actually do that, there's no way they're not gonna make any profit in return on these consoles.
Charging for what they're offering with the PS5 Pro. I do fully agree that this will probably look better outside of the YouTube videos, like the contrast and all of that they were trying to showcase here, and the sharpness and everything. I do think, yes, it will look better outside of this, but even if it looks exceptional,
just for a controller,
it's still just not worth the $700. We're not getting any new games with it or anything. We're also not even getting a stand or disk drive with it. You're getting like a graphical upgrade and a bit of a performance boost, and that's really nice, but it's not $700 nice. That is just the brass tacks of it. I just don't see any compelling.
I think I'd rather spend that $700 literally getting me a new GPU, and that's pretty much about it. So
arguments that justify that amount of money, unless you just don't have a PS5 already and you have 700 clams lying around, then maybe this would be worth it for you. But if you already have a PS5, I don't see why you would spend this money to upgrade it. I just don't get it. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. The PS5.
That's crazy. But the PS5 disk drive is selling out though, because people are preparing. Okay. Yeah, I would just upgrade my GPU for $700 or so. I would just upgrade my GPU at that point. I don't know, man. Honestly, like, it's not even worth it at this point. Spending $700 on a fucking box, you know? I think you can take the disk drive from the normal PS5 and install it on the Pro. Still asked to do that? Really? Is that how you're supposed to do it? That is so dumb. If that is actually true, that is so fucking dumb in my personal opinion. Like, who the fuck has a normal PS5 Pro? I mean, normal PS5 with a disc version, and you go buy yourself a fucking PS5 Pro just to uninstall the disc version on a PS5 and then install it on a PS5 Pro. Like, who actually is going to do that? That's so dumb. No, that's dumb. That's ridiculous. That's way too much fucking money, too. That's true. That's true. But yeah, I don't know. I think this was pretty dumb. It's not worth it. Honestly, it's just not worth it. At that point, if you're spending $700 on a fucking plastic box or so, I don't want to hear you complaining about, oh, PC is too expensive, I can't afford it. I'm like, no. You're spending $700 on a box, okay? All right? No excuses whatsoever. But yeah. Anyways, damn, $700 fucking dollars. I would have never thought to see a $700 console ever in my entire life. I know there was a console that they sold a long time ago, which was like $1,000 apparently. Like that's the one that's like the most expensive console I've ever seen. The disc drive can be sold standalone, but who the fuck would want to do that though? At the end of the day, that's just more money. Now at that point, you're just spending almost $800 at that point, you know? it's not even worth it at that point. Honestly, it's just honestly just not even worth you spending the money for that shit. But anyways, yeah, you guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff, and Jesus Christ. And yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna go work at the quarter to get $700. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and yeah, peace.